Okay, I've been tagged, so here it goes. Actually, I think this is a pretty good thing. I don't think it's such a bad idea that guys like us who are on YouTube sharing matters of faith become real people, especially to those who disagree with our positions. So I think this is a good thing. So I'm going to share a few things with you and tag 5 other people and that I'd like to know more about, and we'll go from there. So I guess the first thing I'm going to share, number 1, is that I am married to a wonderful woman named Jessica. She is the love of my life, and she puts up with a lot. Trust me, she really does. And I also have 2 beautiful kids. My daughter is 9, and my son just turned 6 yesterday. And they're awesome. I love them. They're very energetic and got a lot of talent, and my daughter, as she's getting older, is really developing a strong faith in Christ too, which is a real blessing. My son's a little young right now to understand a lot of things, but he's learning, and he's coming along. We're praying for him. So number 2, I am a classically trained trumpet player, and I am a composer. That's what I studied in college. For that reason, I am a carpenter. I reface and remodel kitchens for a living. Been doing that for about 1.5 years now, and I love it. I've always loved carpentry. But previous to that, I was teaching music in schools. I was teaching for about 5 years at a local Christian school here in Western Massachusetts, and it was great, but I couldn't make enough money at it, so I went into carpentry. Number 3, I am what people would probably call a Renaissance man. The reason for that is that I do a lot of different things. I got my hands in all kinds of stuff. I've been into web design. I've designed websites. I'm really into technology, especially when I was teaching. I was into all kinds of music technology, all the gear and the whole 9 yards. I'm into so much different music. As a classically trained trumpet player, I wasn't always the greatest jazz player, but I have played a lot of jazz over the years. I play the guitar. Love the guitar. I'm a rocker. I love rock music. That used to drive the fundamentalists crazy at the Christian school I taught at, but then again, I love to mix things up a little bit, and ever since I became a Christian, the liberty that I've learned has opened my ear up so much, and I actually like more different kinds of music now than I did when I was an unbeliever. You can figure that one out. I was just a classical snob before I became a Christian. I didn't really go near any rock music. I did when I was a kid, but I rejected it when I went to college. But I love it now. So, of course, you have to have the filter on all the time, and dealing with content and that kind of thing is always difficult to deal with, but I deal with it. I'm also a big fan of motorcycles. I don't ride, but I have one that I'm working on with my brother. We have a 1974 Harley Sportster that we're customizing and rebuilding, and it's going to be a long process, but I love that kind of thing. And as I said, I love working with wood as a carpenter. Lots of other stuff. I love theology. That's probably one of my biggest things. I love studying theology. That's probably the biggest one. And I like to write. Probably a bunch of other things, but what do you care, right? Number 4. I am a deacon in the Presbyterian Church in America. That's the denomination I belong to. I belong to a wonderful church in Western Massachusetts. My pastor planted the church 30 years ago. Still there. And it's a Reformed church, and I love serving as a leader in that church. It's not always easy. There are a lot of demands on the deacons in our church, and but it's a wonderful opportunity to serve Christ, and it's one of my greatest tasks, and I spend a lot of time on it. Number 5. Before I became a believer, I was a New Ager. Of course, it kind of comes with the territory, being an artist and a musician. I made up all kinds of different interesting philosophies that I thought sounded good, even though there were a lot of double standards in them. I was happy with it until Christ grabbed a hold of me, and their life changed forever. So those are the 5 things that I think were worth sharing. And the 5 people that I want to tag are Augustine, Martin Luther, John Calvin, Jonathan Edwards, and Francis Schaeffer. I know that they're dead, so I'm going to have to settle for Mark at ProclaimHisWord, and I know you've been tagged, but Mark, you got to do it. We got to hear some stuff about you, brother. The second is the ReformedAplogian. The third is, I think it's stagism or stagism. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce your username. I think it's stagism, though. You've subscribed to my videos as an atheist, and you've been pretty persistent in your comments, and I'd like to know a couple things about you now that you know some about me. For the same reasons, I'd like to also tag ndclark. We've had a little bit of an exchange over the past few days or so, and it'd be cool if we actually became real people to each other. And also, I'd like to tag VenomFangX. I'm sure he's probably been tagged before, but I'd like to learn a couple of things about this kid and see where he's coming from. So you can do it if you want. If not, you just ignore it. Alright, thanks. I'll see you soon.